It was finally time for the cat to get desexed. My husband put the cat in the carrier and we could tell she was scared. She didn't like being trapped in a smaller cage. She also didn't like my husband. I told her everything would be okay and we'd see her soon. My husband took her away. While waiting for my husband to come back, I spent some time with the kitten to make sure he was okay. This was the first time he'd be all alone without his mum. The kitten was absolutely fine. He explored the cage, possibly wondering where his mum had gone, and then started happily playing with his toys. When my husband got back, he said it went well. All he had to do was drop the cat off, and at the end of the day, the vet would call when she was ready to come home. I said goodbye to them both and went to work. When I got home, my husband had already picked up the cat from the vet. He'd also set the cage up inside our house, so she'd be more comfortable while she healed. The vet said the cat had to stay in the cage for 10 days, and both cats must be separated, as the cat had to heal on her own. When I saw the cat, she looked so sad with the cone of shame on her head. Her side had the fur mostly shaved off, and you could see the stitches poking through. As soon as she saw me, she came over for a pat. I think she hated my husband, and she looked to me for comfort. I gave her a good pat and told her she wouldn't be in the cage for long. She was still drugged up, so we left her in peace. The kitten, on the other hand, had free rein of our house. He was a little nervous, but his curiosity was strong, so he started to explore. He even started playing with our kids. Our children thought it was lovely having a kitten to play with. I think the kitten thought so too. They would drag a red ribbon along the floor and he would chase it. This was the most energetic he had ever been, as he couldn't run around when he was in the cage. He did have some wee accidents though, which I was not happy about, but it should be expected. He was only a baby after all. After playing for a bit, he decided to have a nap in the treehouse. This became his favourite spot and he looked so cute inside it. After seeing the kitten interact with our kids, we knew he wouldn't have any problems adjusting to domestic life indoors. This was a big relief for us. The cat slept for the rest of the day. When she woke up, we had to take her cone of shame off so she could have a drink and something to eat. It was tight on her neck, so she was relieved to have it off. We gave her a good neck scratch to make her feel better. After a while, we had to put the cone back on, and I was scared she'd put up a fight. But she seemed quite defeated and let the cone slip onto her head without much of a fuss. We said goodnight to her. We then put the kitten to bed in our girls' bathroom. We knew he'd be safe in there and any accidents would be contained. The kitten didn't like to be on his own. When we closed the door, he kept mewing. His distressed little mews made the cat meow loudly, which of course started our kids to meow as they thought it was a funny game. We had to stop all the meowing. None of us would get any sleep with this racket going on. My husband decided to take the kitten into the study and kept him on his lap while he played some games. The kitten liked this much better, and after a couple of hours, our girls were asleep. My husband put the kitten back in the bathroom. This time, his little mews didn't wake our girls, so he decided to go to sleep himself. The next morning, we let the kitten out of the bathroom. He was very happy and ran to the cat's cage to say hello to his mother. When we took the blanket off the cage, we discovered the cat had pulled the cone off in the middle of the night. She had also bitten off all her stitches. She sat there looking quite pleased with herself. Unfortunately, we'd now have to take her back to the vet and get the stitches put back in.